Right, welcome back. Last time we did actually quite a bit of conquest. Grabbed this province off of the Shan states for Lonau, vassalized Sukhothai, and reconquered all of their cores, as well as a little bit of conquest here against Khmer. However, there have been some issues, severe issues. I am out of manpower because China decided to invade Ava and turn them into a tributary state, and as their ally, I got dragged in. I managed to sue for peace eventually to become their tributary state. I was already previously their tributary state since I agreed to do so peacefully. So I got basically invaded for no reason. Yay! So I am very succinctly out of manpower. It's going to be very difficult to build myself back up from that point. Great. Great. I mean, on the one hand, this is a bit good because Air was a drunkard. On the other hand, he had really good skills that would have been definitely enough to pass free peasantry. Oh boy, this is... I'm probably going to get a new heir almost immediately, although I don't know what the chance of a new heir is. It's plus 15% from number royal marriages. Okay. Yeah, I expect things to get interesting. Okay, no new heir yet. Wow. Guess I'm going to have to wait and see. Oh, what is it now? Well, I mean, I've recovered my manpower. Just don't expect me to be able to fight much. It's Bangladesh, which is a fairly large army. Just hope you can keep it under control and I can get good fighting out of it. So we just white peace before I even get my army over there. What is going on with Bengal? I don't see any wars, so maybe they're dealing with war exhaustion? I don't know. I really do not have a clue. Well then. This can be helpful for building up commercialization. Of course, I on its own has more troops than I do, but I've got a few subjects, and in theory I could call Ava in, but they're very fragile at the moment. So it probably would not be for the best if I did anything like that. Okay, actually getting Angkor is not possible. Alright, ask for a bit of cash. Doesn't fit the agenda. I'll get Angkor later. In fact, I can fabricate claims right now for it. And the mandate's dead again. That didn't take long. Yep, series of wars and all that. Free tenancy. With changes to the traditional economy, it became unprofitable for lords to enforce their traditional rights of enforced duty upon their tenants. Since traditional rights only applied as long as they were enforced, this led to a new class of free tenants. Free and poor peasants who could, and did, apply for protection under the royal laws. Well, that's another idea group. Full plate armor. Full suits of plate armor were worn by some heavy cavalry. Full suits protected the soldier much more effectively than a breastplate, but their cost and weight made them unpopular for centuries. Once they were used in battle, however, their effectiveness was undeniable. Maneuver plus 5%, cavalry shock plus 0.3. Enables hoofnesses for other people. I mean, it's fairly sensible to use a military idea group. I couldn't need an admin idea group at some point. That's for sure, but what? I mean, the real problem is that I have next to no admin points. I might get more. Yeah, I could just get military ideas and make myself better at fighting. To ensure that I win just about any war outside of China deciding to invade it again. I think in the current situation, China's gonna fall apart again. They're probably going to fall apart soonish. Just give it time. Can't get a diplomatic group. I mean, I could go quality. Or standing army. Standing army isn't actually that helpful though. It's a bunch of various buffs that aren't actually that helpful, especially, at least not until I can reform the army into a proper standing army, and that's not something I can do right now. Bureaucracy ideas would be nice in order to get that yearly clan power reduction. That's really, really useful. And moving to institutional governments would be very helpful. But again, yeah, fine. Probably the best idea out of all of them. Bureaucracy ideas I take practically every game too, just like trade ideas, so I am not reading those out. You do know that's not gonna last, right? Zhao may have lost Nan and Nunzao temporarily, but they'll be back. Wait, no, the mandate's gonna collapse again. How much devastation do you... Yeah, okay, so I think the rebels managed to enforce demands by breaking the country. But professional administration. Administration cost minus 10%, admin efficiency plus 2.5%. Since I already have so many reductions to administration costs, since I have such a backwards administration, insofar as reforms are concerned, this doesn't actually mean all that much. Well, actually, it's going to mean an amazing amount. The amount that I'm going to be spending is going to be... yeah. I don't like you, so no. Deal with it. Grab cash to fuel my economy. Core one of the new states. Great. If they're all correct religions, and there we go. Dang it, and they immediately are guaranteed by David. How dare they? Maybe I should wait for a point where someone's distracted. I probably should grab Diplotech before Zal disappears completely, since I get a tech buff if I'm a tributary state with less Diplotech levels than the Overlord. So large neighbor bonus and yeah. State roads. Well, that's not really that true for me. There's no ancient Roman roads here. Shell-built ships. As the cog reached its structural limits, shipwrights cast about for larger designs that could carry more cargo. The Hulk was a riverboat developed in the Low Countries. Shell-built, with crooks of timber to reinforce it, it could be built much larger than a cog. Naval force limit was 2%, trade range plus 50, enables a heck of a lot of ship types, all of which are kind of useless for me, because I don't have a coastline. My subjects do, but that doesn't really count for all that much. Okay, good. Well, now I was working on converting that. Rather, I can go ahead and integrate them at some point fairly soon. Okay, Angkor is a massive city. With far more urban dev than even Luang Prabang. With a similar amount of rural dev, so obviously it's a good idea to go ahead and conquer it. I'm fairly certain that the burghers will get... Ooh, I'm gonna get even more power from it. So. Keep it light. Alright, there we go, and use the rest to... There we go. $100 power projection. Everlasting victory. Still have to core that stuff though. Angkor is the most important, so core that immediately. These are all states anyway, so I'm still doing the full core cost. Though it doesn't really matter all that much, does it? Yeah, of course they're no longer a valid rival, but... yeah! That's a lot of power projection. Really? So none of the Chinese miners are considered my equivalent? Not even say none? Perhaps they're just not close enough. Alright, let's do some internal stuff and then call it. Dishonor a popular relative. Arrange a strategic marriage. Yield concessions to ancient liberties. I don't get a push it higher. Support burgher autonomy. Gotta get the power up. Reduce tributes. Full grain provision. Okay. Right. Fine. Okay. That's a good point to stop. So, China collapsed. That was fairly quick. But Zhao had constant provincial trauma all over the place, which causes them to rapidly lose mandate. Yeah, they're collapsing fairly quickly. Though they still have the strongest army, it's rapidly dissipating, and okay, Ming now has the strongest army because they just took over Qi? I think Qi was there. Did manage to take this province, and I've also been beating up Khmer and Ayutthaya for their provinces. I've been trying to get major cities in the hopes of getting the burger power necessary for more reforms. I'm actually almost there for sanctioned merchants. Just a bit more burger power, and yeah. Though I will have to increase burger influence. I think I might wait on that a bit. Yeah. Right now, the metropolitans are will have enough influence, assuming I do that, in order to allow for free peasantry to be passed. And once I get enough power, which is at 19%, so it's going to increase enough to, in 5 years, almost certainly, to be good. I can also get sanctioned merchants in the same package. Nobles won't be happy about this, but what do I care? Besides, free peasantry dramatically boosts the economy. Plus 10% of rural production is nothing to sneeze at. I keep saying that specific phrase too about it. I could also, in theory, go to aristocracy, but I just don't have enough state power for that sort of thing. Plus, I'm also having the issue that I'm low on admin points. I picked up bureaucracy ideas because I lack an admin group, but I'm just consistently low on admin points because I keep conquering. Lana is also making reasonably good progress converting Gangton, and once they're done with that, I'll go ahead and start annexing them, in order to ensure that Sukhothai doesn't become so strong that I start having issues. The events, province defections, and provinces developed by Overlord modifier is slowly disappearing, so I absolutely need to be careful. If it turns out that they end up being too strong, they will start to become more independent-minded. Of course, annexing Lana will somewhat help with this, but only somewhat. Bengal's also starting to become something of a threat, but for the most part they've taken to ignoring us. They might be too busy with stuff over in India or something, I don't know. Or maybe they just don't see the inland trade nodes as all that much worth it. So they did end up vassalizing Hantawadi though. And I did manage to get 100 power projections, so I am going to have increased power for a very long time. Though I am losing about 4 per year, so I'm not sure how long I can keep that up. Especially since I don't have many possible rivals. It's literally just David last I checked. Oh, I considered Zhao as a rival. I mean, eventually, they're either going to die or eclipse me, so it depends on whether they can effectively win and start chewing up the warlord states like Ming was. Heck, Ming has lots of alliances. Probably end up going after Han next or something. What's even better is that because China collapsed again now, 4 of the great powers on the list are Chinese warlords, including the remnants of Zhao. Of Great Zhao. Yeah. Of course, Chinese dynasties being what they are, the Xi are ruled by the Ming. The Ming are ruled by the Zhou. The Han are being ruled by the Ni. The Wei are being ruled by the Pen. The Min by the Cheng. Yeah. Great Cell is actually ruled by the Zongs. Top on. Yeah, I'm going to save up my points in the hopes of getting free peasantry, because if I do that, that unlocks also the ability to spam. What was it? Ignore tenant abuse to no negative effects outside of the constant power burn. So another way to increase noble loyalty, because free peasantry raises peasant freedom faster than ignoring tenant abuse can burn it. Plus, high peasant freedom does mean that the nobles get less money from their cash flows. But yeah, I'm dealing with a plague right now. The bubonic plague is starting to go through my country. That's great. However, most of the country is now Theravada, so I can actually go ahead and just integrate Lao Na without issue, because I don't have because I do actually have spare missionaries now. So yeah, why not? Starting to go through that process, and then actually going through with it will reduce the overall power of all vassals and make Sukhothai less likely to be uppity. But yeah, I have gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then.